Hello there and welcome to another tutorial about percentages. So this is part 2. In the first part we've discussed how to find percentage of a number or how to determine what percentage one number is of another. So check that if you'd like to know more about that. In this part we're going to be looking at how to calculate percentage increase and percentage decrease. So let's look at an example here. In the morning, 20 employees were working at the supermarket. In the afternoon, the number of employees at the supermarket increased by 30%. How many employees were at the supermarket in the afternoon? So there are two methods of going on about this. I'll cover both methods. Both are viable. Both will get you the right answer. So the first method, we're going to find 30% of 20. Right? So if 20 is our 100%, then we need to find the 30% of 20, and then we're going to add that on top. So 30% of 20, if you remember how we find percentage of a number from the previous part, it's the same as a fraction. So you can imagine that's 30 out of 100 times by 20. Or you can imagine it as a decimal. So if you convert 30% into a decimal, that will be 0.3. So to go from percent to a decimal, you just divide by 100. And likewise, if you go from decimal to a percentage, you times by 100. So you'd find 30 out of 100 times 20, or 0.3 times 20. And in both cases, you get the answer, which is 6. So 6 is 30% of 20. Now we just got to add that on top, because it's a 30% increase. It's not just 30% of 20 employees that were in the afternoon. It's actually 30% increase. So we're going to add the 6 onto the 20 to get 26 employees in the afternoon. So that's the first method. The second method is if you look at it this way. If the original amount is 100%, so the original amount, which is 20 employees, that's 100%. The increase of 30% means it's now 130% of the original. So you're adding the 30% onto 100%. So all you've got to do now is find 130% of 20. And in this case, you're actually skipping a step because you won't need to add that on top afterwards. You're directly finding the 130% of 20, which you can either see as 130 over 100 as a fraction, so you times that by 20, or you can see it as a decimal, which is 1.3 times 20. So decimal, the one whole, is equivalent to 100%, and the 0.3 is the 30%. So 130% is 1.3 as a decimal. So you times either the fraction or the decimal by 20, and you straight away will get 26. So you get the right amount straight away. You won't need to add it on top afterwards. So both these methods will get you to the right answer. Now we'll look the same thing. We'll also take a look at the decrease. It works the same way, but we'll have a look at it. So here's an example. A coat normally costs £80, or you can think dollars if you're in America, or euros if you're in Europe, if you're watching it from there. During a sale, it went on a 25% discount. How much did it cost when on a discount? Okay. Again, we're going to do it both methods. So the first method, we're going to find the 25% of 80. So that 25%, which is a discount. We find the 25% out of 80, which is, as a fraction, it's 25 over 100 times 80. Or you can simplify the fraction. It's basically a quarter. 25% is 1 quarter, 1 over 4, times 80. Or you can think of it as a decimal, which is 0.25 times 80. Okay, and in whichever way you do it, you get the answer 20. So 25% of 80 is 20. Now it's a decrease, right? It's a discount, so it's a decrease from £80, which means we're now taking it away. We're not adding it like in the previous example. We're taking it away. So 80 minus 20 will be £60, and that's the coat's price during the sale. Okay, so it's a 25% discount, so it is reducing from £80 by 20 to get 60. Second method, again, if you imagine original price is 100%, so a 25% discount will be 100 minus 25. So we take away the 25% from 100% to get 75%. So the sale price of the coat is 75% of its original price, because it's a 25% reduction. It's 75% of the original price. So now all you do is just find 75% of 80, and you wouldn't need to take it away afterwards. So 75% of 80, it's 75 over 100 times 80, or it's 3 quarters, right? Because previously we had 1 quarter, so 3 quarters times 80, or 0.75 times 80. And whichever way you do it, you get £60. You get straight away the right answer. Now we're just going to look at a couple of examples. So this is for you to try on your own. If you pause the video here, if you want to have a go at them, and I will look at the answers now. Okay, so the first question is the total number of class absences last month was 60. This month the number of absences decreased by 10%. How many absences occurred this month? So we'll look at both methods. So you would find 10% of 60 and then subtract that answer from 60, or you just find 90% of 60 because 10% decrease means it's 100 minus 10, which is 90% of 60. If you did it the first method, so 10% of 60, that's 6. And you take away 6 from 60, you get 54. So whichever way you do it, you get 54. And that's the answer. For the second question, yesterday we walked for 45 minutes. Today we walked for 60% longer. How many minutes did we walk for today? So this will be a 60% increase. So we find 60% of 45 and add the answer on top of 45. Or we just find 160% of 45. So 45 minutes is worth 100%. We add the 60% onto the 100% to find the 160% of 45. Whichever way you do it, you get the answer 72 minutes. If you did it the first method to find 60% first, then 60% of 45 is 27. You add 45 and 27, you get 72. If you do the second method, 160% of 45 straight away will get you 72 minutes. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful. In the next part, we'll look at how to calculate percentage of a change between two values. So see you in the next part.